choosing the name is the most important part of the whole business. Stay away from what it means to you. Again, sorry, but no one cares about our products except us. So let's talk about choosing names and what do we do. First things first. It's the perception of your identity. It's the first introduction that you do to people. And like I said in the first session, here is a safe environment. So when we discuss your ideas, we are not criticizing you, we are not judging you. We are here, all of us, to make all of us better. Because I'm learning from you as well. Okay? So it's about the first introduction. It's the biggest part of your brand. Because it's based on the name of the business that you build your marketing, you build your logo, you build your colors, you build your website. It's the first thing that comes out of your mouth when you pitch your business. To either venture capitals, to people that you want loan from, or even to your customer, or even in networking. This is your introduction. This is your image. This is what people remember you by. And that's why you need to make it very memorable. And even, by the way, there is a solution. If you already choose your business name and you have your website already, there are ways that we can add other names to it. So we're going to talk about that when we talk about social media. So nothing is lost. We'll work with what we have. And also, it's not about you, but it's about, again, I can't nail this in harder than that. It's never about you, it's about your customer. It's about how they feel. Always remember the France like a country example. Okay? It's cute, but is it business-like? No.
Amazing.
So what not to do when choosing a name? I'm going to talk about what not to do, then what to do. Do not get a name because it's cute. Okay, because again, it's cute for you and not for other people. Or catchy. People are serious about their needs and about their pains.
Yeah.
So we need to meet them at the same level. Don't have a name that does not reflect your service or mission. Because people need to know what you're doing from the get-go. Because again, like Pamela said, people have like 30 seconds to give you, and then they will move to the next one. Don't make it too long or hard to spell, because it will turn people off. Not attention grabbing. It has to attract my attention. Not too creative or, like I said, emotionally engaged just to you. So I'll give you a couple of examples of big companies that we know. Do we know that Starbucks did not start as Starbucks? Do we know that? What was the name? I'm going to try to say it. It's an Italian name. I think it's Il Giornale. And it's because how he got the idea of Starbucks is when he went to Italy and he saw the little people sitting on little cafes reading newspaper. Giornale is like the newspaper or journal or whatever. So he thought to call it that way, and it didn't mean anything to anybody. And that's why they changed it to Starbucks. PayPal. When PayPal started, it was actually called Confinity. Exactly, right? And for me, I feel confined already. We need to think about all that, and they had to change the name. Now it's PayPal. And we're going to talk about this. Is PayPal it's rhyming and it's alteration. We're going to talk about it in a second, because there is actually a science on choosing the name of the business, believe it or not. What's that? You like that, Robert?
Uh-huh.
So how to choose a name? To be emotionally engaging to your customers. That triggers a reaction. And it's a promise of the results that you have. So MP protection, that's a result. You have the right idea, Thurman, but ACG doesn't tell me anything. Crystal alchemy, it will mean a lot to people that are in that industry, but you're trying to pull people that don't know that don't know what you do. So maybe you can add another word to alchemy. Maybe, I don't know, manifestation. I don't know. I'm not in your industry, so I can't pull the proper keywords without research.
Yeah, I didn't want it to sound so generic. I wanted it to stand out but still be recognizable. So.
I want you to think for now till the end of the session today, what is the result? What does alchemy do to your audience? And come up with one word. This is how we want you to start thinking as a result. Okay? And if you want to be like not generic, start creating within your industry, yes. You know, so you need to attract the proper customers to you. So add resonance or rhyme, and let's know what it means. Remember, I want to share something. Let me see what I want you to know why names are important and why we talk about resonance and rhyme. Do we know how names are remembered?
Association.
By sound, not by sight. And actually, Eben Piggin says that he says there is something called phonological loop. The brain retains the last 5 seconds of what you say. How many times you have been talking to someone and you haven't been listening, but if they tell you, did you hear what I said? Can you repeat it? You repeat only the last few seconds.
Wow, okay.
My husband can tell you I do that all the time. You know, active listening. But that's not our subject today. The brain has the capacity to retain the last few seconds. So we need to make it resonate and be by association. That's how they can remember. Like, for example, we used to go to a doctor's office, and the receptionist's name was Liz. And my husband, no matter what, could not remember her name. I told him, remember Elizabeth Taylor? And he never forgot her name again. So association, yes, association, name by association. We're going to talk about that in a second. Just remember that the human brain, marketing is all about psychology. So we need to understand the psychology of our people and who we are selling it to. That's why we need to put rhyme. And I'm going to give you examples right now, and it's going to all make sense to you in a second. For example, YouTube. That's a rhyme.
Example.
Google. Coca-Cola. That's rhyme, that repetition. It's what we call alteration. For example, the new program to fit that, my program is called Entrepreneurship, Personal Leadership. Exactly. It rhymes. So, I know this is heavy, but I take it in strides. We still have a few weeks to go on. Like I said, one step at a time. But I wanted to give you the basics of a successful building a business. And then it's up to you to do whatever you want to do with it. And these are the examples. And you know what? Bed, bath, and beyond. Repetition again.
Best Buy.
Best Buy. Thank you.
Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body Works. Now, see, now that you understand why it's there, you can understand. Pepsi. Pepsi. PP. Google. YouTube. Coca-Cola. Or you can do it by association. Acura, the car. Acu means precision. That's association. Zappos. Do you know where it comes from? Zapatos in Spanish. Association again. Now things make sense, right? And do we see that things are more concrete than not abstract? It's very focused, very focused. So if you want to have names and you want to find synonymous names to it, like you want to run so many names till you choose your name, that I put 2 sites, and it's on the paperwork that I give you. The 2 sites are naminum.com, and namemesh.com. You enter the name and it will give you all the variations for it. So I'm giving you tools to help you.
On page 3.
Page, okay. It's in the paper, I know because I did it.
Under the name, page 3.
Page 3.
And by the way, whatever we're talking about is in your notes. Yes, Thurman.
My question would be like, okay, can you have like your business name be different than like a product that you're selling? Like, because maybe what if it's not your business name that you're selling, but it's your services?
But the business name has to be the umbrella. Has to make me understand what kind, like you go into healthcare, you have insurance, you have referral to doctors, you have senior citizen, but it has the umbrella, has to show me what it is. You have security protection. You have armed security guards, not armed security guard, you have event security, you have home security, you have mall security, but the umbrella has to show me. We need to step out of that box. And I hate that expression, but we really need to do it. Yes.
Can I share mine of what I thought of for?
Let's finish. Let's finish because the business name choosing is not done yet.
Okay.
We're still gonna share stuff, and then we can discuss. So you have a full idea. Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't get the, did we get an envelope today?
Yes.
Oh, some of us didn't get a handout today.
Yeah, there are handouts.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, it's on page 3. And everything I'm talking about is I actually put it in writing. Okay, so it's in your package.
How many do not have a handout?
I have 22. I got 22.
Well, I wasn't given, we have 22 people in here.
I know. I have 22 copies.
Who did you give them to?
I got one.
Did somebody get more than one?
I don't know because I had 22 copies.
You have the.
Well, she's bringing some.
She handed them, Sahar handed them out.
And Julie handed the rest, yeah.
So you have to register at that site, nominum.
I don't know. You can just do it, like try it, and then if you want to register, you can.
Okay.
Is there water back there?
So what you're saying is a name should not have to be dependent on a slogan. It should stand out just on its own. And
It can be
or
a slogan. It can be a slogan if the slogan is clear enough and focused enough.
but if I have the name and then the slogan to support the name,
But
that's
slogan
not,
always support the name, has always to support the name.
okay.
Like when I do diversity, my slogan is diversity starts at home.
Okay.
You know, so it supports my business as diversity. Okay. Yes.
So a business name is supposed to be specific or something?
It has to be specific and focused.
But,
I have one here for Omar, but he did not show up, so.
So,
No, I
I
just
have
put
a
it in the
question.
folder. She did it.
Like, for example, I name my business B&B by the Rose Bowl. And then what if, when I look forward to expanding to another place, I'm gonna change the Rose Bowl to
Yeah.
another name?
Yeah, because if you want to go to Seattle,
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't have Rose Bowl.
Yeah, something like that. So if I'm very.
And then, but you see, you choose the name based on what you thought you're doing,
Yeah,
not what your audience is looking for.
yeah.
See what I mean? But this is easily manageable because we can buy other domain names and redirect them and use the domain name. Like I have 9 domain names on my website. And they all redirect to the same website and I use the domain name depending on the audience. Yes.
No, what I was gonna ask you is, in the class, will we touch on maybe how necessary or how, if that really, because I have 30.
You have?
30.
30?
30 domains.
Wow.
To direct it to.
Wow.
So I'm hoping maybe in the class we can see if there's a way to, is it necessary for me to have all those and how?
Well, let's
Yeah.
finish what we're talking about choosing a name today, right? So, like I said, it needs to be tangible, specific. It needs to have power in it, not powerless. Power comes from being emotional. Powerless comes from being logical. So it has to be power and emotional. So I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you all to relax in your seats and close your eyes for a second. I'm going to be giving you expressions, and I want you to tell me how you feel about the difference. Okay? So if it makes sense to you, raise your hand. Okay? And if the other expression that I'm going to say makes more sense to you, okay, so if it makes sense to you, the first one, no. Okay, how we can, I'll ask you and you tell me. Okay, so listen to the words and tell me if you felt any different between them. So I want you all to close your eyes. If I tell you signs of aging, or if I tell you crow's feet around your eyes and wrinkled neck skin, which one?
Signs of aging.
Yes, Angela. Which one?
The crow's feet and the wrinkle.
Who agrees with the second one? Show of hand. Who agrees with the first one? Okay. If I tell you weight or over 200 pounds, which makes more sense to you? Which is more concrete to you?
Over 200.
If I tell you money or 500 cash, which one is more concrete? If I tell you lose weight or burn fat around your stomach, which one is more concrete?
Burn fat around the stomach.
Okay, let me go back to the first one. If I tell you signs of aging or crow, feet, eyes, and wrinkled neck skin, which is more concrete?
Signs of aging for me.
Okay. Working out or running a 5K marathon, which is more concrete?
Working out.
Quickly or instantly?
Instantly.
Okay, that's it.
Wow.
Do we know now the difference between abstract and concrete?
That was easy. Avon uses signs of aging.
I'm sorry?
Avon uses that, signs of aging.
For me, it's still kind of abstract
Yeah.
because signs of aging is a lot of things.
But it's emotional for women. Like the first sign is like, what? No.
Yeah, but if I have a product, for example,
Yeah.
to help you overcome the signs of aging, I'm gonna talk about the crow feet around your eyes. I'm gonna talk about your turkey neck. You know, I'm gonna talk about the skin around the arms. So it means, oh yeah, I have that. You know what I mean? Not just signs of, because signs of aging is a lot of things. It could be like, I can't run anymore, I can't walk that much anymore, I can't remember. All these are signs of aging, but it doesn't tell me what your product exactly does. You know what I mean? Are we getting it a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Specific.
It's more very targeted.
Yeah.
Very targeted. So, okay, good. It's on page 4, by the way. Whatever I just shared with you is on page 4. So how to finalize choosing a business name? That's the summary. Come up with a lot of names, but kind of concentrate on 3 to 5 finalists. And there are steps that you need to do once you get the 3 to 5 finalists. No one said that entrepreneur's life is easy, right? Okay, so the first thing that you do a Google search. Make sure that name, no one else is using it. Number 1.
Right.
Number 2, check with your city clerk that it's not in use already. or your city or wherever you register your DBA or your company. Check that the name is not in use. Number 3, if you are gonna trademark it, the name, then your agent, your lawyer, whatever can check for you if it's already in use. If you're gonna do an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, then you can check the database. Yes.
I'm ignorant. What's a LLC?
Limited Liability Corporation.
Thank
Most of the businesses now are doing LLC. You should have discussed that already in your business plan. Because an LLC is a corporation, you get the safety of the corporation, but you don't have the double taxing of C Corp, and you don't have to take the minutes of the board and all that for an S Corp. And the LLC, you can have an LLC as a form of protection, but tax-wise, you can choose to file your taxes in an S Corp. If not, by default, your taxes are filed under your personal.
So LLC is like S corp or
It's a form of corporation. It's not S Corp.
okay.
S Corp is different than C Corp. C Corp people do it when it's a really a big business, but it has double taxing. It has a lot of stuff. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really give you
But
legal advice on that.
LLC you can choose to file as S corp.
Yes. Like I started with an LLC because I was still small, but now I by default we used to file personal. But when the money started coming, I had to start filing as I changed my tax format with IRS. Now I do S Corp. I file as S Corp so I can pay myself a salary. So I can deduct these taxes. So I can have workman comp. I can have all the disability and all that. And LLC you can do that. Yes.
You don't talk about the K corporation, not a partnership, do you?
I'm sorry.
Partnership or K corporation?
You can do partnership corporation too. You know, whatever corporation it goes under, either C, S, partnership, whatever it is, you know, it's a format.
Yeah.
You know, I can only share whatever I know in general because, again, I cannot give legal advice here because I'm not a lawyer. Yes, Maria?
Oh, so why can't we just like structure the business as S corp
It's up to you.
instead of?
You need to talk to your lawyer
Oh,
about
okay,
that.
okay.
Like, again, I can't give you legal advice about that.
All right.
It depends on your own business and what the lawyer tells you, what kind of protection you need, how much you're bringing in. You know, what are you want to do with your corporate? I can't tell you that. And it's not like I don't want to share it. I can't give legal advice. Okay?
It's got tax liability.
It's a tax liability too. All what I'm sharing is what I did personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, please, I'm not giving legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing my experience. Okay?
Yeah.
Very important to differentiate. I don't want to be in trouble here, okay? And then after that, it's people get names and they don't know if the domain name is available. And only get.com. Don't get .net, don't get .us, don't get .org. Unless you're a nonprofit, it's a different story. But get only .com. So you get the name, you check the database, you check the trademark, you check Google search, you check City Clerk, and you check places like GoDaddy that offer domain names. It will tell you if it's available or not. And then, and also, you need to check if the name has been taken on social media channels or not. So there is actually steps to be taken. It's not just, and people just choose a name and like, this is what I'm going with. But there are actually procedures for that. So I already showed you how to check the synonymous, how to do the domain name on GoDaddy. And now on social media, there are a couple of sites that you can check if someone got these names or not. The first one is Knowem, KNOWEM, and Name Check. Both of them are .com. It's in your notes. Don't freak out. It's in your notes. Okay, so you can check, like for example, Knowem, it will show you, we're going to do that when we do social media. It will show you at least 30 social media channels, and it will tell you if it's available or not. Okay? And then you go through all the exercise. If you find someone has used one of these names, remove it. And then whatever you're left with, look at it. Does it serve your goals? Does it serve your objectives? If all the names that you choose are taken, go back from scratch. No one said entrepreneur is easy. But let me tell you something. You choose to be an entrepreneur. And if you don't do your due diligence, guess what? You're not going to make money. Your business is not going to grow. You're not going to pay your bills. You might as well from now know that you're not going to be able to survive. You know, an entrepreneur, we said in the first session, you can become a millionaire if you put your head into it. It's your bread and butter. I mean, it's your paycheck at the end of the day. You work very hard for other people to get a paycheck. So why don't you work very hard for you? I know it can sound like it's hard and it's a lot to do, but I know that whenever we hear something for the first time, we get overwhelmed. Okay, just take a deep breath. And at least when you leave today, you know that you left with something new, that you have a full week to work it. And you know, all of you, you have access to me. I have a couple of you